Good morning. Hi, Cassie. Hi, Anna. Hi, Lori. Good morning, Ron. Good morning. Hi, Cindy. Hey, Kate. Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Catherine. Here's some smudgies for you. Oh, I'm starting a fire. It's okay. It's fine, I think. Extra smudgies today. Good morning, a not so perfect mom. Let me just put this out so it doesn't start a fire. Whew. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. How's your energy? Hey, Yvonne. Hey, Valerie. Hi, Kanita. Good morning. Hi, Godson. Hello, Barb. All right, Kate. You're feeling the weekend vibes with your Friday? Good morning, Danny. Girl, Catherine, I don't know if you can tell, but I am the most tired Sarah ever. Like, I slept and I feel like I've been beaten up by a bag of clementines this morning. So tired. Good morning. Hi, Belle. Blessings to you. Found you on the FYP. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. Kanita says she's feeling a little sluggish. Okay. Yvonne says, feeling good. Just read your message. I'm ready to burn shit. Oh, Danny has a 3-day birthday weekend. Good morning, Janelle. I have my my little cup of coffee this morning, but I just love this cup so much. So I couldn't drink it fast. Lori says, feel like I'm sitting in a place of empty space. Sleep was not deep. Kenny says, my back hurts like hell from tossing and turning. Okay, so we're having a little bit of some stuff happening here. Hi, Christine. Welcome. Let's do energy checks then. How shall we officially? Let's use some numbers. So on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being, very, very tired and almost didn't make it to tune in on your phone to this live broadcast. There's a 1. With 10, feeling the fire of Leo season and feeling very peppy and having a lot of energy. Where are you at, guys? 1 through 10. Nikki's feeling a 10. That's amazing. Janelle's at a 3. English Masters is about a 7. Christine's a 7, 8. Cassie says 6. We've got 4, 8, 8.5. We're kind of all over the scale, honestly. And I think that makes a lot of sense. I'm really noticing with this energy that it is not being experienced. Like, it's the least blanket statement energy we've had so far, which is interesting because it makes it a little tricky, right? For me to be like, okay, let's tap into the energy and like, does this resonate with you? However, what makes it a little bit easier is that there's not a whole lot of gray matter in between. It's like there's very specific vibes happening here. And both of the vibes are doing really important things. And I think actually working very symbiotically together. So if you are a person who is, has for the past week or so maintained between like a 6 to 10 with your energy, you're over here in that school of energy where it's like you're feeling that fire and it feels more energizing than it does depressive. And I mean depressive, like pushing down. And then there's another chunk of people who are feeling this in a very heavy kind of body sort of way, like just like pressure pushing down on your body. And I'm curious for those of you who are, saying 10 versus 3, are you feeling that? Are you feeling that in your like your physical body that like you're feeling heavy and kind of pressed down? Like, because that's how I'm feeling it. My energy is very low this week, and I feel it as a very big heaviness in my body. But simultaneously, and yes, and Cassie's asking, can you tap into both? And of course you can. Um, the thing is both of those places have very specific lessons and healings that are happening, right? So if you're feeling you can absolutely go back and forth. That's what we do. But it really depends on like what you're energetically working on at that time. So just kind of pay attention to that for yourself as we move into this weekend. It's bound to get more intense as we head into this weekend. I wish I could tell you like, oh, things are about to calm down this weekend, but that's not really going to happen like legit at all. So Monday is the 8th, right? Which is the peak of the Lionsgate portal. We are still in the Lionsgate portal until the end of the month. Okay. But this is just the peak energy. So we've been riding up, 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 and we're going to hit the top on Monday. This is the time for you to, and you may have seen my post, and those of you who are in coffee and coaching in the normalized magic community where we work on this a little more intensely, we are burning things. And I highly suggest that you keep doing that and not, don't just burn your intentions and don't just burn releases. Like, really, really focus on seeding all of the things and asking for help when you need that help. Because those of us who have so much trouble asking for help, you're likely the ones right now, like if you are feeling that body heavy, you're likely one of the people who just cannot ask for help but is always helping everybody else. And you're experiencing a very real burnout from that energy. And you need to ask for help and receive it, even from your own energetic team. Like, ask. Like, it's not an assumed thing anymore. We have to always get consent from the energy at this time. So make sure you're asking. And as we move into this weekend, it's really going to be important to kind of have a little bit of a like harnessing of your own energy, right? So that's why I'm saying like work with it by burning, because we're in this fire energy, and this will allow you to really like interact with this energy as opposed to just sitting back and be like, ooh, what is this? It's like, no, no, no. It doesn't want to just be like looked at. Like, work with it. It's inviting you to partake and utilize it. Remember, this energy portal is a highway, and it does you zero good at all if you just stand there and look at it, right? A highway is meant for getting places, for driving on, for going fast, for not having to deal with stop signs, right? So if you are going to be using this energetic portal, you have to actually use it. You have to get in there and start driving. Otherwise, this is just another August portal for you, and you're just, whatever. But I do want to address the burnout thing really quickly with you guys here today, because Cassie's mentioning it now. She's like, "This making sense. I'm literally trying to actively recover from burnout." Let's talk about this for a minute, because I am too, and I am I'm going to be making some changes, and the changes are not really going to be visible to you guys, because you know what? The most stress that I put on myself, the most pressure that I put on myself is internal, right? It's all in here, and you don't hear it, you won't see it. Like, optics are fine, but inside, I'm like driving myself insane, right? So if I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do in the hopes that it assists you in giving yourself a little permission during this incredibly intense energetic time to also like take a second, right? I know with the way that my energy works, a few things. I burn out easily, I have endless ideas, and I always feel like I should keep going and shouldn't stop. And that is my programming. That's my personal programming. I'm like, this is what I love to do. This is my business. I should go, 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 go. I always have ideas. They're always going, going, going. And I should be implementing and creating and producing, 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 because that is how I provide value. And that's how I feel, worthy and like I'm doing something, right? However, it's impossible, right, to give when you have dried everything up and you're exhausted. And this week has really shown me, like, just generally speaking for myself, that like that's where I'm at. Like, I've known I've been in burnout for quite a while. And it's just like when your tank runs on empty with your car, and like if your car is one of those cars, it's like, hey, 30 miles till empty, and you take that as a dare and you're like, all right, 30 miles, and you're like in your brain you're calculating like how many miles will it take me to get from my house to this place and then back and then this place to the gas station, and I'll get gas in the morning. How many of you guys do that? Because I do that all the time. Like, I got this, playing chicken with the gas tank. It's kind of ridiculous, right? Because it's like you're playing this game of dare with your own energy, right? And it's like you're trying to calculate how much more you can get out of yourself before you're bone dry, before you can't get out of the garage, before you're stopped on the side of the road. And it's unfair to you. It's mean even, and it's not good, right? And what are you proving? Like, what award do you get for like having figured out how far you can go before that car is just like, now I can't go anymore? But it's fine. We do that with the car. I'm not saying change the way you do car stuff, but as the metaphor, it does need a little updating, right? Because it's like, all right, I know that I am very tired and know that I'm in burnout, but I see that light flashing, but I think I have a solid 30 more miles and I'm going to get every blessed mile out of myself that I possibly can, as opposed to like stopping now before I hit that and allowing myself to recover. It's just what we do, right? So I'm looking at that for myself now and asking myself, how do I give me permission to like stop for a second? And what does that look like for me? Like, how can I best serve me? And then can I trust that if I truly give myself that break and that rest, on the other side, whatever comes through is going to be so much better because I've given myself that rest. We'll see. But normally when this happens for me, I just kind of shut everything down, right? But this time, that's not what I'm doing, because there are things that I do here with you guys that actually really feed me and keep me going. And one of those things is coffee and magic. So I can't stop doing coffee and magic. I don't feel right when I don't pop on here every Friday and Monday morning and talk about the energy with you guys. So I'm going to keep doing that. Um, I'm going to keep doing the things that bring me joy that I don't have to add to. And so in our normalized magic community, we get together every Wednesday morning and we do more of a small group community work together, right? I can't stop doing that. I love doing that. That makes me feel so good. So again, I don't have to get rid of everything I'm doing. I just have to stop my brain from trying to create more and add more. I'm constantly, and like this is my own thing, but I'm constantly looking at everything I'm doing and thinking, how can I give you guys more value? How can I add more features for you? How can I give more, more, more? And what I've done in my own business, I'm realizing as I'm talking to you, is I keep thinking that way and I keep reducing my prices. I keep giving more and asking for less. And I've got to sit with that for myself. And even as I'm saying that, it's making me feel kind of emotional. Wow. Okay. Because I realize that is what I do in my business and I do that in my relationships. I constantly look to see how I can give more of myself without asking for anything back. And that is killing me because I'm so tired. And it's not like I'm tired from like running around. It's like I'm tired from just giving and giving and giving and not asking for anything back, right? And that's my own thing to sit with, and I'm obviously going to be doing a lot of sitting with that because it's a thing. But I share that with you because it's a struggle, right? It's a struggle. And it's so hard to break that pattern. Um, but we got to break that pattern because it's not helping anyone, right? It's not helping anyone. So, like I said, I'm looking at that for myself because I love what I do so very much, and I love being here with you guys. But I have got to stop constantly trying to add value and not ask for anything in return. I have to stop that pattern, and the only way I can figure that out is just like, time out, Sarah. We're not creating for a second, and that's scary for me too because creation is life. Like, that's just how I live. Like, I'm always creating something. So take what you will from that. Um, it's it's a time of like raw truth now. And I'm a very Scorpio person, a very Scorpio person. And some of the intentions that I have set and that things I've burned in the past few weeks have really centered around getting to the truth of things, even if it hurts my own feelings. And this week, I have hurt my own feelings so many times. Like, and I keep going because there is this part of me that is very much my personality that is like, no, I need to know, like, I need to know where the seed is. I need to know, like, right into the bone, like, what is the truth of this? And I will die over it and be reborn. And it hurts like hell, but it's real at least. I can't deal with projections and like half truths and any of that. I need to know the real stuff. And sometimes the real stuff means, the foundation that you've built your life around is not what you thought it was. And you have to kind of look at that. And I've talked to a few friends this week who have had a similar thing happen where it's like a person in your life that you've given a specific place to, right? A very intimate role, starring role, and given them a place of, this is a person who's safe. This is a person who's unconditionally giving me love. Like, this is who it is. Like, it could be your mom, right? There are certain roles expected from mom. And then to realize quite suddenly, even though you've known for a while, but like really see it, that that isn't a safe person for you. It's not safe. Is really, it sucks, but it's also very helpful, right? Because now you know what you need to heal. You know what needs to move. You know what needs to be restructured and thought about differently. So if you're in that space this week where it's like a lot of stuff coming through, it's not necessarily new stuff, is it? It's just coming through in a way that makes it impossible for you to ignore now. None of this stuff is new, guys. And I think that's what makes it that much more intense for us because generally speaking, you know, right? You know when things aren't right. You know when you're being taken advantage of. You know a lot, but you create ways to normalize it. You create ways to make it okay. You create ways to like live in these spaces and say like, that's normal, everybody does it, and whatever you've said. And then when one day you're just like, no, I don't want to do that anymore, you see it differently. And that's part of this healing. That's part of what we do, right? Because the conversations we have, like after we have these conversations, do you go out into the world and just like start to look at things just a little bit differently? Like just maybe some phrase. I get emails from you guys sometimes saying like, you said something just in this exact way that just made me look at everything differently, and like now I'm seeing this and I'm seeing that, and that's all it really takes is like the tiniest little perspective shift to click in and to allow you to see your life from a different perspective. So it's really big work that we're doing right now, and if you're like me and you need a goddamn rest, you need to take it before you've, calculated your gas tank to empty and you're running on vapors. So I'm going to sit with it this weekend. You sit with yours this weekend. And remember, this weekend isn't a decline weekend. It's kind of like we're going up weekend. And we're peaking on Monday with the Lionsgate portal. Now, for my Normalized Magic members, remember Monday night is the portal activation. I'm not doing two events next week, I've decided. So Monday is going to be everything in one. If channeling comes through, obviously we'll do channeling, but it's my focus is the ritual and activation for Lionsgate. So that's going to be Monday. Monday night, I can't remember what time. Was it 7 p.m.? I think it's Monday at 7 p.m. That is what we're doing. If you are not part of the normalized magic community and you want to join, there's a couple ways you can. You can either just get a ticket for the event, it's $11, or you can get a free trial for the membership that will let you view it for free. And you can make your decision later. So all of that information is in the link in our profile. If you have questions, you can email me or DM me on Instagram. Um, but that's happening Monday night. So we'll get together, tap in for that, and it's going to be great. So without further ado, let's shift me over here. And we are going, oh, I'm so glad you got your ticket. We are going to transition into sensory card pulls to get a little bit of support for your weekend. Like, what do you need to know? And hi, Madison. And hopefully that'll give us a little bit of juju to kind of navigate this weekend, see what pops up. Oh, hi, Beth. Oh, I hope you do. Yeah, for those of you who are in the Harrisburg area, I am doing a Coffee Magic live in person on August 20th at Reiki Space, and the link for that is also in my profile. Super excited for that. All right, so if you're new to Coffee Magic, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to do sensory card pulls. I'm going to give you 3 things, and you choose which one feels most resonant with you this morning. And then I do 3 separate pulls, and you get your story for your energy for this weekend. So take a minute. Today might be the day where you say, like, okay, I'm going to set an intention for these cards today, like of what I need, like what do I need to know this weekend to support me, and all those things, right? What do you need? Let's kind of hold that as a vibe. And we are doing, what are we doing? Ooh, we're doing number combinations this morning. So that's interesting. Okay. So I'm going to tell you 3 different number combinations. You let me know which one feels most resonant with you. I'm going to write them down so I don't forget them as soon as I talk. All right. The first one is 311. The second one is 808. The third one is 444. So those are our 3 number combinations, okay? You're choosing from 311, 808, or 444. What number combination is speaking to you this morning? Three one one, 808, or 444. Okay, go ahead and drop it in the comments, whichever one you're feeling, and I'm gonna keep shuffling. Oh, funny, Andrew. He says that's my address. Are you choosing it? Hi, Lily. Good morning. I love that song. All right. Should be interesting to see what comes through on this one. So again, if you're just joining, we're about to do these sensory card pulls. You're choosing from 311, 808, or 444. I love it. Lily's my youngest fan, I think, and it makes me so happy. Super happy. All right. So again, 311, 808, or 444. Drop it in the comments. I'm about to throw these cards for 311. Wow. Okay. All right, you guys ready? Okay, so we're again, if you just joined, we're doing card pulls. I do not take questions. You are choosing from one of these three number combinations. We've got 311, 808, or 444. Which feels most resonant for you this morning? Um, I don't know. I mean, I need my coffee for everything in the morning, Madison, but I think you'll be okay. If you chose 311, this is the, I mean, I don't, you know what? Let me just, and just do the cards. Let me shut up and do the cards because I don't know. All right. So 311 people. You ready? We've got the Earth Fairy, the Fire Fairy, and the Queen. So I can honestly say that in the whole history of Coffee and Magic, I do not think we've ever gotten this combination. Don't quote me, but I personally feel very strongly that that has never happened. So let's get into it. 311. All right. So let's talk about the Queen first, and then we'll get into the fairies. All right. The Queen is here because I want you to kind of okay, wait, there's actually something very specific coming through from the Queen. Hold on. Also, wait. All right. There's a specific message for some of you with the Queen card, and it has to do with a dude. Okay. Let me just get that out of the way so we can move through. For this is not for everybody. So if it doesn't resonate, just let it go. But there's a couple of you that is specifically about this a guy. Okay, so there's this guy, right, in your life. And he what's the best way to put this? He's been you've allowed him to take the role of like a role that he wasn't destined for, like too much power that overwhelmed him, but he had to step into, like, basically somebody who, like a novice type of person has been put into an advanced role in your life, and it's a male figure. Okay, a novice has been put into an advanced role, they're not prepared for it, so they've been kind of fucking it up. And when I say that, I don't mean like, I don't know that there's any malintention here, it's more like that's not where they're supposed to be. You figured this out, and this card is kind of giving you thumbs up on that. Like, yeah, put him back where he belongs. You're actually in charge of this. A lot of a lot of women have not stepped into the true energy of their personality and character because they've tried to be more submissive than their nature truly wants them to be, than your makeup is, right? There's this kind of forced femininity and submission that we're like conditioned and learn, especially when you enter into um like marriage contracts and relationships and shit like that, right? But and also this fight between feminine and masculine energy, that if you step more into your masculine energy, you're not a woman anymore, you can't be sexy and sensual and like all of these other things, and it's like, you're figuring out that that's really not true, but then some things need to be rearranged. And I want you to just see, I'm gonna move the card around to every screen so everyone can see. This is the guy. Do you see him? See where he is now? That's where he belongs. This is where this guy belongs. I don't know who this guy is to you, but this is where he belongs, on his knees, serving you, waiting for you to tell him what to do, not making any eye contact, and not getting in the way. Okay? Take that for what it is. I don't know, that just like zoomed right through for somebody. I don't think it's for everyone, but if it resonated for you, then awesome. Let's continue with the reading. Okay. So the Queen is number 4. And the Queen is here to remind you of what it means to be um, truly a sovereign being in your own life, and stop thinking that sovereign means you're a dude. There is a massive conflict here between gender identity and power and sovereignty and sexuality and sensuality. And it's like, stop, everyone, just stop. Your gender doesn't fucking matter in this game, okay? It's a sideshow. It's a distraction. Play with it when you want to, but it's not the main event. You're the main event. You're pure energy. You're not gendered. So like, stop. Express yourself fully and allow that to move into whatever space it moves into. Okay? If some idiot thinks you're, because you are speaking your mind, you're being like too much of a man, well, why are you using gender as a derogatory statement anyway? We need to start asking a lot more questions and stop just accepting blind criticism from idiots, right? So the queen is here to say, step into your power and own it. Do you see how she's sitting there in her throne? And I would like to for you to note how her hair is. She has her hair in braids along the side of her head. She's got a crown, but she's not covering her hair. She has a very youthful and very feminine appearance, but she's sitting with full command of herself. It is you. Now, I know that was a whopper for a couple of you because I'm seeing the comments. You got the fire fairy and the earth fairy. These two things are this is kind of the energy I was talking about earlier, that we were kind of moving in between. So you've got that heaviness in your body and also this desire to like make the fire. Those two things are happening simultaneously sometimes and it's exhausting you, but just stick with it. There's a massive healing happening for your physical body. And at the same time, the fire is coming in to start feeding things. And when it's time for you to act, you'll act. So you're not gonna miss anything. Just like allow this process to happen. You're in a massive healing spiral at this time. A lot of it is actually in your physical body. So just chill, allow it to happen, and allow this fire to feed that process instead of allowing this to make you feel like you're not doing enough. Okay. The fire is here to feed the healing process, not to make you feel like you're not doing enough. Okay. I hope that makes sense. That's your 311 message. The other ones are 808 and 444. So if you're just joining, maybe feel into those two number combinations and see what feels most resonant for you. Drop those in the comments. I'm going to start shuffling for 808 now. Did that resonate with my 311 people? Andrew says that guy is my ego and I've been putting him in check lately. Hey, Sarah. All right. So that was 311. We're pulling for 808 and 444. Next up is 808. So if you chose that, let's see what we got. My hair. Ooh, those just came through all together. All right. Okay. Are you ready? Are my 808s ready and available for this message? Thank you. Wow. Thank you guys. I like my hair is really really dirty, and I don't just say that to be like adorably self-deprecating. Like it's like legit dirty. I've been spraying spray wax in it for the past 2 days, but thank you. Okay, it's 808 time. That says I get on the edge of my seat when you giggle like that. Don't think I'm not doing it on purpose. I like to scare you guys so much. I think it's part of like what I love most. Oh, am I the drama? Okay, we're ready. Let's go. Let's go. It's the joy card. Look at that. Jacinda, who'd you pick? Joy card. Wealth card. And the high priestess. All right. Well, are you ready for this? Um, of course you did. Jacinda, when's your birthday? Did you already have your birthday? Okay. So if you choose 808, here's your story. You got the joy card, the wealth card, and the high priestess. Um, so yeah, hello. This is a lot of energy. And here's the thing about this card. You and this is definitely this is the one I picked too. I didn't tell you, but it was in my brain. Um, you've likely been getting the message for a while, like in whatever way, which way, if like you're like on TikTok and like you get hit by some card pulls or like, a meme somewhere, like doing your own card pulls, you've probably been getting the message that like abundance is coming your way. Does that sound accurate? Have you been getting that message that like you're about to hit the jackpot, things are about to happen, you're going to have a lot of money, money's coming to you, yada yada? Have you guys been getting that message from, all of the different various sources? And have you been kind of like, that's nice. Where the fuck is it? Right? Like, that's great. I hear you. Like any day, drop it in. Do you need like my routing number? What do you need? Like, okay, okay, I get it. Like there's abundance coming. It's like dropping. It's gonna make it rain. Like, and you're just like sitting here. You're like, okay, like bleh, anytime. Well, here is another, person on the internet with cards telling you that abundance is coming your way. Get the fuck out of here. I know, it's so frustrating and super annoying, but now I'm that person for you. So enjoy. But let's kind of dig in and see if we can't like, um help ourselves out a little bit, right? Um all right. So I'm gonna annoy you with this one because here's the thing. Here's the joy card and here's the wealth card. Okay. These two feed each other quite a bit. And do you remember how I started off this live this morning having a little bit of a meltdown about burnout and how I keep trying to give more and ask for less? Remember that? This is going to tie right into that message. So if when I was talking, you had feels about that, this is another like, hey, you need to pay attention. All right. You are absolutely in a space where a lot of abundance is ready to reveal itself to you. And I think that is the key word here. It's ready to reveal itself to you. You have to consent to it. Okay. What does that mean for you today? If inside of you, in the most secret, quiet caverns of your being, where it's just you and nobody else is there, it's just true you, how you actually feel, even feelings that you don't really want to admit to. If in there you do not feel that you are worthy of abundance, of joy, of love, of ease, of peace. If you got a program lurking in there that says if you want to work hard, if you want to get something good, you got to work hard and nothing good comes easy. And if you get it easy, it doesn't count. If you got any of those programs lurking in the caverns, down, down, deep, 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 Those are blocking your abundance because that's your truth. Okay. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say. We all say a lot of amazing things on a day to day basis. Those are words and they do mean something. But if your words are in direct conflict with your actual genuine energy, what do you think the energy around you is going to listen to? Your English words or your energy? I'm just going to answer that for you. It's your energy. um, it's your energy. So, how do we fix this? Well, here's the thing. None of you are broken. This is not that kind of an issue. And we really need to take it easy on ourselves a little bit. What if I told you that all you actually needed to do was recognize that this is something that's there? What if I told you that that in and of itself was a set it and forget it? Allow your energetic team to work on it. Say to yourself, okay, I'm down deep in this place and I see that block. Where does that block come from? Well, my whole life. My whole life, both of my parents were telling me there's not enough in the world. You have to fight for every inch you gain. The world is a dangerous place. You're not enough. All of those things. If all of those things have been said to you, that's not your program. That's theirs. That's where it came from. So remember, it didn't originate with you. You didn't make it. It was gifted to you from trauma because your that they did not deal with, and their parents had trauma that they did not deal with, and they don't know how to stop gifting trauma. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Hope you can do something with this. Enjoy it, and you are going to do something with it. You're going to see it and recognize that it is not your problem. You did not create it. So that is actually the foreign body within you, isn't it? That's the thing that doesn't belong. So just say it. That's not me. That's not who I am. I refuse to identify with that lack mentality that has been carried through generations of my family. Just say it. And then ask your team, ask your ancestors to get the hell in there and work on it and trust that when you give consent to your energetic team to like shed some light on that, hey, it's about to happen. Okay. We're in leap of faith mode, you guys. We're in trust mode now, okay? Don't get down on yourself just because you have a freaking stupid program that's blocking your abundance. We all have it, okay? You aren't special. We all have all of the programs, and we're having such a great time with all of those programs. But as soon as you see it, you cannot unsee it. So just see it. So this is here for you. And I want you this weekend to find it. It's small things. It's small things that can bring you joy and the feeling of wealth. What is wealth anyway? It's not looking in your bank account and seeing $1 million, even though that would be nice. Wealth is freedom, freedom of choice. Okay? So don't just be myopic about it and say it's a dollar amount because it's really not. Wealth is freedom of choice. It's freedom to wake up in the morning and live your life exactly how you want to live it on your own terms. When you have enough wealth, you don't have to live your life on anybody else's terms. So maybe that's the refocus here. Wealth is freedom. Okay? The high priestess is proceeding over these proceedings. Okay? Is that right? She's proceeding over these proceedings? It doesn't matter. She's overseeing the situation. She's watching and she's helping. Okay? That is your 808. 808 situation. Where are my cards? Oh, there. Oh my God. Okay. All right. So that was 808. The last one is going to be 444. Ooh, it's 1044 right now. Weird. Okay. So the last one's going to be 444. So if you're just popping in now, maybe the 444 message is presiding over the proceedings. Thank you so much. Presiding over the proceedings. Why I would choose to use those words this morning or not is beyond me. Okay, so I'm shuffling for 444. All right, and thank you for the finger heart. That sounds a little fun, huh? Um, Reminder that Monday is Lionsgate. I will be here in the morning, so I'm going to remind you about it Monday morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll do a little bit of card pulls and do all that, but the big magic will be in the evening. We start at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is included in your Normalized Magic membership, but if you'd like to join just one time, you can get a ticket. The link is in my profile. So I highly recommend you come. Um, we're going to do ritual and activation, and I don't really know what else, but it's going to be great. And I'm excited to connect energies with all of you on the peak of the Lionsgate portal. This is big every year, but obviously everything this year is the biggest. So I'll see you then. You can find all that information on my profile, which is on Instagram and on TikTok. All right. So your 444 message. Let's see. Question, yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for asking that. Flower Power says, will they be recording? If you signed up, like you bought a ticket for the Lionsgate portal and activation, that's always recorded and I will email it to you afterwards. If you are a Normalized Magic member, it'll just be on our site ready for you afterwards. But if you bought a ticket, included in your ticket price is the recording. So I will email that out after the event. So no worries there. Okay, so question for my Normalized Magic people. If you chose 444, did you also choose the dog on Wednesday? I'm curious. Ooh, it's the last sip of my coffee. Everything done. Okay, Denise is saying yes. Yep. Okay. Was curious. Oh crap. Yep. Yep. No. Okay. So some yes, some no. Yes to Janelle. Mostly yes. Got it. Okay. So here's your dog. Here's your dog. I'm so glad you're here, Wanda. Okay. Sorry. I just got totally distracted in my brain. Okay. 444. You have dog, risk, and the mystery. Do you want to hear my story about this card again? I'm going to show you. Look how wrinkly it is. You see that? It's all wrinkly. So this deck is the first oracle deck I ever got. And when I started pulling cards for myself, and this card kept coming up, and like the message for this card in the book was like, trust the mystery, just trust that everything's leading you to the path you're meant to. And I was just like, you know what? Fuck this. This is making me angry. I'm so tired of this stupid card, stupid mystery card. So I crinkled it up and I threw it. And then I was like, oh my God, you're so mature. So then I took it and I pressed it between two pieces of paper and I ironed it and it flattened out very nicely. But every time I pull this card now, and it's got to be like almost 7 years ago that I got this deck. I always look at it and I'm like, look at you, girl. Just living and learning. Okay, so these are your cards for 444, the dog, risk, and the mystery. Okay, and here's the thing. Here's the thing. You your most aligned path is taking you in a direction that just quite frankly freaks you the hell out. There's nothing safe seeming about it, right? There's no one, like none of your old people, like like your old support group, like nobody is like looking at that and saying, I think that's a good idea for you. That seems like the best idea for you. Like there's no one to tell you that this insane choice you're making is right except you. And that is fucking terrifying, right? It's like, wait a second. I have to affirm my own choices for myself and validate my own myself for myself. And like no one else is going to be like, yeah, 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 this is a great idea. Go for it. Um, what? Except for like this random lady on the internet who's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's like, what the hell? I have to do that for myself now? And the answer is yes, you do have to do that for yourself now, because here's the question you should also ask yourself. In the past, when you've required other people to affirm and validate your choices, how did that go for you? Like, how did it end up? How did the choices you made based off of other people's opinions on whether they were right or wrong? If like you chose to do something because your family was like, this is the right thing for you to do, how did it go? Are you living that best life of yours? Are you in full alignment? Is your family happy with you because you did what they asked you to do? Did that finally break the curse of their like unending misery about everything? And like now they think that you're the best thing since sliced bread because you listened to the advice they gave you and it went so great. Like, did any of that happen? Has it ever happened? I'm waiting. Okay. So we're just doing a little deductive reasoning this morning in addition to our magic, right? If in the whole history of ifs, listening to other people's opinions and ideas about what it is you should do with your life has never worked out great for you and had the added lack of benefit of making them happy with you, what the fuck have you been doing? Right? What the fuck have we all been doing? Why are we like this? What is this terrible game we're playing that like nobody wins anything? We're just like cycling through each other's trauma and just being goddamn miserable. And then the moment you get an opportunity to actually do something for yourself, you constantly question, is this okay to do because nobody else agrees with me? Quite frankly, if nobody else is agreeing with what you're about to do, that is your sign that it is the most important thing for you to do. It is probably going to be the best because those yahoos have never given you good advice because they're incapable of it. Their imaginations cannot open beyond their own myopic existence. And that's fine as long as you don't allow that to dictate how you live the rest of your life from this point forward. Like, enough, right? 1 plus 1 equals 2, or does it equal 200 or 4? Who cares? Just do what it is that is right for you. Nobody else has any goddamn clue what they're doing. That's the thing. They really don't. Okay? And the people who do know what they're doing are too busy living their lives to give a shit what you're doing, right? The people whose advice you should actually be seeking are the people who have zero interest in giving you advice because they're legit too busy living their best lives. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the people who are just sitting around being like, I have lots of thoughts and advice for you, buddy, are the people who are just like armchair quarterbacks of their own lives, right? Just like screaming at the screen, being like, run faster, and just eating, eating, eating. That's not where we need to be getting our advice from. Okay? If someone wants to tell you an opinion about what you're doing, before you just listen and like get into that submissive like receive state, why don't you just ask a few questions first? What qualifies you to give me advice? If the only thing that qualifies you to give me advice is that you made me inside of you and popped me out one time, no thanks. That does not give you any authority over my life. I'm tired of that narrative. Just because you made a baby does not mean like you get an award for all time's sake and you get to rule over that person as, they have to live and like make sure that everything they do aligns with what you want. Like, no. We are all sovereign beings. So like enough already. And that is what all of these cards are saying in a very roundabout way. Keep going, you know, just stop listening. Stop listening to people whose advice is rooted in their own self loathing, fear, and small mindedness. It's not helpful. It has never worked for you. You hate it. And we're doing something different now. So if it feels scary, then good. If it feels like nobody else is like thinking it's a good idea, then also good. Okay? Like, There you go. It's opposites days, right? It's like we've been doing it the other way. It's not working. So now we're going to do it a different way. Okay. So that is your 444. Why do I keep losing this? Your 444 message for this morning. Sarah says, I recently had an uncomfortable interaction with someone where I stopped her and said, You don't get to tell me how I feel. Funny. That hit her and she was like, exactly. Like you couldn't you like you're she was like, wait, I don't? It's like, you don't, baby. You sure don't. You sure don't. Not so perfect mom says, Well, this entire coffee time was like being pushed back in my seat the entire time with truths. Well, me too. Because here's the secret sauce of coffee magic, my friends. This is a conversation with myself and me telling me about myself and hurting my own feelings every morning. And you just get to join in. So I'm going to sit with all of the lessons this morning as too, and maybe learn how to speak English a little better. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope to see you guys Monday evening, 7 p.m. There's a link in my profile if you want to join. Remember, it's recorded, it'll get sent to you. I love it when you're live though, because like it's more fun for me, but I understand we have things that we do and you might be busy on a Monday night. But if not, join live. But it'll be recorded and sent to you. And I will see you also. I'll see you twice on Monday because I'll be here Monday morning at 8:30 a.m. like always. Um, and I'll be reminding you to join in as well on that day. If you're not on my mailing list, I don't spam with it. In fact, I don't really send that many emails, but make sure you're on there because as I post less moving forward, because I'm taking a little break on some stuff, that's a really good way to keep in touch and to know what I'm up to when we're doing things. So make sure you're on the mailing list. I love you. Have a great weekend. Drink some water. Take it slow. Fuck the patriarchy. I'll see you on Monday. Mwah, 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 mwah.